The street was quiet, too quiet. A little girl stood by the window of a small, dimly lit house, her eyes filled with fear. She couldn't scream, she couldn't move, but she did something no one expected. She raised her tiny hand and made a silent signal through the glass. Across the road, a trained police dog named Rex noticed it. What happened next left the entire town speechless. 8-year-old Emily lived with her mother in a peaceful neighborhood on the edge of town. Her days were filled with laughter, school, and her favorite moments. Playing fetch with Rex, the police department's loyal German shepherd, who was often brought home by her neighbor, Officer Daniels. Rex adored Emily. Every time she smiled or giggled, his tail wagged uncontrollably. There was an unspoken bond between them, a bond of pure trust. But one evening, that trust was tested in a way no one could have imagined. Emily's mother had gone to the store, leaving Emily at home for a short while. The sun had set, and shadows crept through the living room. Suddenly, the door creaked open, not her mother, but a stranger. A tall man in dark clothes stepped in, his face hidden under a cap. Emily froze, clutching her teddy bear tightly. The man whispered harshly, "Don't make a sound." Her heart raced. She remembered what her teacher had once said, "When you're in danger, stay calm, look for help." And that's when she saw him, through the window. Across the street, Officer Daniels was talking to someone near his patrol car. Rex sat alert beside him, his intelligent eyes scanning the surroundings. Emily knew Rex could understand signals. Daniels had taught her the basic commands once as a game. Hand up means stay, palm wave means come, and a quick tap on the glass meant danger. Her little hands trembled. Emily slowly moved to the window, lifted her palm, and tapped the glass once, twice, 3 times. Rex's ears perked up. He turned his head sharply toward her. Something wasn't right. The man inside didn't notice. He was busy searching the room, muttering to himself. Emily raised her hand again and mouthed one word silently. "Help!" Rex growled softly, his instincts on full alert. Without waiting for a command, he bolted across the street, barking fiercely. Daniels was startled but immediately followed him. The man panicked as he heard the growls. "Quiet that dog!" He shouted, but before he could move, Rex crashed through the half-open door. He lunged at the intruder, grabbing his sleeve and pulling him to the ground with incredible force. The man tried to fight back, but Rex's training kicked in, firm, controlled, and fearless. Daniels arrived seconds later, handcuffing the suspect while calling for backup. Emily stood frozen, tears streaming down her face. When it was finally over, Rex gently approached her, wagging his tail as if to say, "You're safe now." She knelt down and hugged him tightly. "Thank you, Rex," she whispered. "You understood me." Later, the police discovered that the man was wanted for several break-ins in nearby towns. Officer Daniels praised Emily's bravery and Rex's sharp instincts. The story spread quickly, how a little girl's silent signal and a dog's loyalty saved her life. A few weeks later, the town held a small ceremony for Rex. Children held signs that said, "Our hero," and "Rex the Brave." When Emily stepped forward to give him a medal made of ribbon and cardboard, Rex didn't care about the crowd or the applause. He only looked at her, his best friend, and wagged his tail. Everyone thought the story was over. Emily was safe, the intruder was caught, and Rex had become a local hero. But what no one knew, not even Officer Daniels, was that Rex wasn't done yet. Something inside him told him the real danger was still out there. It had been 2 weeks since the night Rex saved Emily. The town had returned to normal, or so everyone thought. Emily's mother often brought cookies to the police station to thank the officers, and Rex would sit proudly beside Daniels, his tail wagging as kids from the neighborhood came to pet him. But one evening, while Daniels was filing reports, Rex suddenly stood up, ears alert, nose twitching. He growled softly. Something or someone outside had caught his attention. Daniels frowned. "What is it, buddy?" Rex didn't wait. He rushed toward the door, barking sharply. When Daniels followed, he saw faint footprints leading away from the station. The same kind of boots the burglar had worn that night. It couldn't be. The man was in custody, unless someone else was involved. Daniels decided to trust Rex's instincts. He clipped on the leash, and together they followed the trail through the silent streets. It led them back to the same neighborhood, Emily's Street. Rex stopped outside an abandoned shed near the woods, growling low. Daniels shined his flashlight. Inside were broken tools, footprints, and a radio, still buzzing faintly. Then they heard a voice. From the radio came a whisper. "We get the girl tonight. She saw too much. Daniel's blood ran cold. Emily was in danger again. Without hesitation, Daniels radioed for backup and sprinted toward Emily's house. Rex led the way, barking fiercely. Inside the house, Emily was reading a bedtime story with her mom when she heard the barking. Her heart skipped. She knew that bark. Before she could move, the window shattered. A masked man tried to climb in, but Rex was faster. He leapt through the air, knocking the intruder to the ground. The man screamed as Rex held him down until Daniels burst through the door, gun drawn. "Freeze! Police!" Seconds later, more officers arrived. The man was caught, and it turned out he was the burglar's brother, planning revenge for his arrest. As the officers took the man away, Emily ran to Rex, hugging him tightly. "You saved me again," she whispered. Daniels knelt beside them, patting Rex proudly. "He's more than a police dog," he said softly. "He's family." News of the second rescue spread even faster than the first. Rex became a legend, the dog who never gave up, who could sense danger even before humans could. But the best moment came a week later when Emily drew a picture of Rex wearing a superhero cape. She gave it to Daniels and said, "He doesn't need a cape, but he's my hero forever." Daniels smiled. "Ours too, Emily. Ours too, Emily." Months had passed since Rex saved Emily for the second time. The town had gone quiet again. Too quiet. Emily and her mom had moved to a safer neighborhood, and Officer Daniels had been promoted for bravery. Rex was older now. His once black fur had begun to show shades of silver, but his eyes, still sharp, still fearless, told everyone he wasn't done protecting his family yet. Every morning, Emily visited the station with her mom. She'd bring Rex treats, and he'd nuzzle her hand, tail wagging softly. Their bond was stronger than ever, but no one knew danger was waiting to return. One stormy night, the police received a report. An escaped convict from the same gang as the earlier attackers was spotted heading toward the town. Officer Daniels immediately thought of Emily. "She's still a target," he said grimly, loading his gear. Rex barked fiercely as if he understood every word. He stood ready at the door. The rain poured heavily as Daniels and Rex drove through the dark streets toward Emily's house. Lightning flashed, and then through the downpour they saw it, a broken window. Daniels froze for half a second before rushing in. Inside, Emily and her mother were cornered by a man holding a knife. The criminal sneered, "You ruined everything for my brother. Now it's your turn." Before Daniels could react, Rex lunged forward with lightning speed, knocking the man to the ground. The knife flew across the floor. A violent struggle began. The man fought brutally, but Rex refused to let go, biting down, protecting Emily with everything he had. Then, a loud sound. The man struck Rex with a metal rod. Rex yelped in pain but didn't stop. He kept fighting until Daniels tackled the attacker and handcuffed him. The house fell silent, except for Emily's sobs. "Rex," she whispered, rushing to him. Rex lay on the floor, breathing heavily, his fur matted with rain and blood. Daniels knelt beside him, tears in his eyes. "You did it, boy. You saved them," he whispered. Emily hugged Rex tightly, crying into his fur. "Please don't go, Rex, please." Rex looked up at her one last time. "Oh." His tail gave a slow, soft wag, and then it stopped. The storm outside seemed to fade as if even the heavens bowed their heads in silence. Days later, the entire town gathered for Rex's memorial. Police officers stood in line, heads bowed. Emily placed a small medal, the same one she had made from cardboard months ago, on Rex's grave. Through tears, she whispered, "You're still my hero, Rex. Always will." Officer Daniels, holding back emotion, spoke softly to the crowd. "Rex didn't just save lives. He taught us what true loyalty means. He showed us that love never gives up." A gentle wind passed through the field. Somewhere, in every bark, every wagging tail in town, Rex's spirit lived on. It had been 6 months since Rex's passing. Emily still visited his grave every week, bringing flowers and whispering stories to the wind. She missed him every single day. Officer Daniels had retired Rex's badge and placed it in a glass frame at the police station. Everyone who passed by would pause to remember the brave dog who gave everything. But deep down, Emily couldn't let go. Sometimes at night, she swore she could still hear his paws on the porch, or a soft bark carried by the wind. Her mom would smile sadly, saying, "Maybe heroes never leave us completely." One cold evening, just before winter, Emily's new town fell into panic again. A fire had broken out in one of the old apartment buildings, and Emily's best friend, Lily, was trapped inside. Fire trucks wailed in the distance, but the flames were spreading fast. Emily screamed, "Oh, someone has to save her." But the fireman said it was too dangerous to go in yet. Emily cried, staring into the flames, whispering, "Rex, please, help her, please, help her, please." And then something unbelievable happened. Through the smoke and fire, a shape emerged. A large German shepherd, glowing faintly through the haze, dashed straight into the burning building. The firefighters froze. One shouted, "Is that a dog?" Emily's heart pounded. She knew that run, that bark, that courage. It was Rex. Moments later, the figure reappeared. Lily's small arm wrapped around his neck as he guided her through the smoke toward safety. As soon as she was pulled out, the firefighters rushed in. But the dog was gone. No trace, no sound, only a trail of paw prints that vanished into the ash. The town was speechless. Lily survived without a single burn, and she told everyone, "A big dog saved me. His name was Rex." Emily ran to Rex's grave that night, tears streaming down her face. "I know it was you," she whispered. "A thank you for coming back." A gentle breeze passed, and the sound of soft paw steps echoed faintly behind her. She smiled through her tears. Officer Daniels, standing nearby, placed his hand on her shoulder and said quietly, "Maybe some bonds never break." It had been over 10 years since Rex's spirit appeared in the fire. Emily was now 18, strong, kind, and still carrying the same love for animals that Rex had taught her. In her room beside her bed stood a framed photo. Rex sitting proudly in his police vest, tongue out, eyes shining. Every morning before leaving, Emily whispered, "I'll make you proud today, Rex." She had joined a volunteer rescue group, the same kind that helped save dogs, cats, and even people after disasters. It was dangerous, exhausting, and often heartbreaking, but she never gave up. Because every time she saw someone in need, she remembered those brown, loyal eyes that never turned away. One rainy night, a storm hit the town. A call came in. A car had crashed near the old bridge, and a child was trapped inside. The rescue team hesitated. The bridge was unstable, the current below roaring violently. But Emily didn't. Without thinking, she tied her rope, grabbed her flashlight, and ran. As thunder echoed, she whispered to herself, "Rex, be with me." Halfway across, the bridge creaked dangerously. The team shouted for her to stop, but Emily pressed on, crawling to the car. Inside was a frightened little boy, maybe 7 years old, crying. "It's okay," she said softly. "I've got you." She broke the window and pulled him out, just as part of the bridge gave way behind them. The crowd gasped as Emily emerged, soaking wet but smiling, the boy safe in her arms. Later that night, as the rain slowed, Emily sat on the bridge's edge, exhausted but proud. Then she noticed it, a single paw print in the mud beside her. Clear, perfect, glowing faintly under the moonlight. She smiled through her tears. "I know you were here," she whispered. "You never left." Officer Daniels, now retired, approached with a warm smile. "You've got his spirit," he said quietly. "Rex would be proud." Emily nodded, eyes glistening. "He taught me what courage really means. Now it's my turn to protect others, just like he did." Months later, Emily launched the Rex Foundation, a rescue and training program for dogs that helps them become partners for police, fire, and search teams. She visited schools telling children about Rex, not just as a hero dog, but as a symbol of loyalty, bravery, and love. At the foundation's grand opening, Emily stood beside a new puppy, a German shepherd with the same soft brown eyes. She knelt, placed Rex's old badge around his neck, and said softly, "Your name is Spirit. You'll continue his mission." The puppy barked once, strong and clear, as if Rex himself was welcoming his successor.